Hello and welcome to Comfortable Shoes Studio. I'm Leslie and this is another episode of Art Making. I am again going to work on one of these pre-made paneled pages that I set up last week to use throughout this week. And in this episode, I'm going to use these rainbow pencils. These rainbow pencils are super inexpensive. I'm a huge fan of rainbow pencils. I have used these a couple of times to draw, and as you can see, I sharpened them with a knife because I didn't have anything on hand to do it. I also want to point out that these are really nice, also really similar to the Koh-i-Noor magic pencils that I really enjoy. The leads, I think, are about the same size, and honestly, may even be there's definitely a similar color palette, if not the same as the Koh-i-Noor. I will say, I don't think the core is as nice as these. These are definitely made for kids, but they are a ton of fun. So I'm going to go with, just a couple of them. The earthy one, get the red one, and then this one that actually has some super dark in it. We're going to use those. And then I might add some watercolor crayons. I don't know. We're going to see where this is going to go. I think I'm going to start out with the earthy one. So this page was made with Tim Holtz Distress crayons, which were then washed and smeared all over the page with a brush, a big wide brush, and then toned down with a tempera paint stick. Just a white one smeared over the whole thing. You could do the same thing with chalk or some other material. It has dried for about a week now at this point, and yeah, I'm not really sure where I want to go with it. Again, I set it up to be a landscape initially because that's what I was feeling, but I don't know. Maybe it can be about the rise of the character. Oh, I may not be able to use these on this. I think I don't know if you can see that, but the areas where I've hit it with the paint stick are almost slick. There's like you can't really so this paper is usually pretty toothy, and you can usually get a fair amount of colored pencil onto the surface of this paper. It usually holds a decent amount of colored pencil, but right now it is not. So that is interesting. So what I've found in the past with this particular sketchbook is that adding water to it kind of lifts the grain. So oftentimes when it comes to adding watercolor on top of this, or adding colored pencil on top of these watercolor pages, what I found is that it actually works a lot better because the tooth of the page is more aggressive almost. So yeah, it's interesting to like go into this and it not be the same, or it's a little different. Yeah, there's some spots that are just almost slick, for lack of a better, like I can't even feel the grain of the paper really. Like the tooth is pretty much gone, which is just such a wild thing because this is such a toothy paper. That's bizarre. Yeah, so I think those paint sticks really seal the top surface of the page. All right, I'm gonna grab another darker color here. Yeah, totally letting this be a little trippy this morning. My dog has decided he is awake now. Might need to stop this and put him outside. We'll see. Okay, so the areas where there's less of those paint sticks is still nice and toothy. I can get a fair amount of the colored pencil onto the page, but those areas where there aren't a lot of paints, or there is a lot of paint stick, it just struggles a lot. All right, so just letting that be a little trippy character. I mean, it is the Comics Me. And I'm going to go back in with the acrylic paint marker, the extra fine Color, which I have, talked about on the channel before. If you're looking for a budget-friendly pack of paint markers, the Color pack is definitely an option because it is a really nice paint marker. It's super smooth and just really does do the job nicely. So just coming in here, cleaning up the image with this paint marker. Adding some buttons in. The eyes. All right. So I think the problem with putting paint marker on top of this is that obviously acrylic doesn't stick to wax particularly well, but we're going to let it be. We're going to let it be. All right, so this one. So I'm wondering, kind of got a little bit of a, definitely a landscapey feel here. We got some darker area. I don't know if I put a lot. I can see that it's pretty muted in some spots, so I think these pencils are going to have a rough time. Let's try this and do a little. I know it's going to probably be hard for you to see, and do my fir trees or spruce trees in this sort of multicolored kind of want to go out and sketch with these outside. Maybe when it's a little warmer. It's quite cool here right now. Okay, I actually really like that. I'm going to fill this in with this dark color. Yeah, I dig that. These are fun. And I don't know, let's get a little bush shape here. And I think right on top of this, I'm going to use a little Bic crystal action to get a little bit more contrast, because I can't get as much of the colored pencil onto the page, it's lacking contrast. So kind of just merges into one when you have that problem, which is fine for a sketchbook. I kind of like that. All right, so that's a good relaxing morning spread for me. I do like the sort of juxtaposition of like this sort of abstract, like, ooh, I've got an idea, versus here's a landscape. All right, let's get this cleaned up. All right, there we go. Another morning spread, just a relaxing way to set my day off right. Actually, I think that. All right, cool. I'm happy with that. If you feel so inclined and you enjoyed this, hit that subscribe button. Also, if you enjoyed it a lot, hit the thumbs up, or if you hated it, hit the thumbs down. Anything feeds the algorithm at this point. I prefer thumbs up, obviously. And if you really enjoyed what you see, head over to my Ko-fi account. Link is in the description, and you can follow me there. And that my Ko-fi gets my blog posts a month before they go onto my blog. And there are some subscriber-only benefits, or supporter-only benefits. So with that, thanks, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.